Back to business in Division 7, ladies and gentlemen. We're in Europe with the Shank Squad against Forever. And over to the left side, we have Joe on Muradin, Salty Feeder on Dehaka. Well, that's a name that is promising an interesting game. We have Chaos on Tychus, Death Grip on Li Ming. He's a cousin of Ninja Assassin 1337. Succubus on Stukov, and over to the right side, Forever with Niniel on Kelthas, Aaron on Johanna, Tracer on Malthael, Treska on Toranda, and Vossen on Falstad. Yeah, it's Division 7 once again. So the level of play that you see in Division 7 in Europe, it's the lowest division in the amateur scene of heroeslaunch.gg, is between bronze and gold. Therefore, we're going to poke quite a bit of fun at the plays that are being made here and also use it as a bit of an educational tool. But I have to stress it once more that all of the players are well aware of that in Division 7. And as I mentioned probably in every single one of these games, I get more and more and more and more requests of people that want me to cast their games and make fun of the plays there. So please don't get offended on someone else's behalf. It just makes you look silly. So with that said, we're having actually an auto attack build for Falstad. Interesting. Haven't seen Seasoned Marksman in a long time. Pretty much these days you exclusively see the Wingman on level 1 and then a couple of adjustments later on. Tychus also in play, together with Dehaka, and that would be a good one. But yeah, the Salty Feeder couldn't connect the tongue here, which is a bit unfortunate for him, because that was actually an interesting setup. That wasn't bad. Hiding Tychus in the bush, waiting for Dehaka to connect the drag, and then getting the damage in was a good idea, but it didn't quite work out the way he intended to. Johanna hasn't taken her level 1 yet. Not quite sure why you would hold that. I don't really see a reason for that. We're having Mana Addict at this point taken from Kelthar, so he's definitely being a good boy here. Falstad has nearly fallen against Dehaka. And is still looking for his stacks, obviously. So in the late game, he might be able to get a lot of good damage out against Muradin. Again, it's not really a meta build anymore. Has been played in the past a lot as an auto attack, but these days when you're going for an auto attacker, there are just much better options out there. So normally when you pick Falstad, one of the big reasons why you do that is you want to have the global, and on a map like this you can get a lot of value out of your Mighty Gust 2 if you go for it on level 10, because there's a double boss and it gives you a lot of zone control. On the opponent's side, then again, we're having at the bottom of the map Death Grip on Li Ming, currently sitting tight here and trying to get the kills in against Niniel. Level 4 now, the hammer gains. Also in line with the build here. I mean, even outside of that, you see it sometimes picked. If Falstad has to solo on lanes a lot, that's a good choice. Range increase on another win, so I like that too. And a bit of a setup here in the middle, as we're having Johanna moving in. Has a level 1 talent now taken. Good damage against Chaos, but not enough to get a kill. Ooh, and a couple of interesting choices here already on the level 4 talents. Now, In the Rhythm isn't really something that outside of ARAMs, aka Brawls, is giving players a lot of value. It's honestly really about the bigger they are. You want to get a stun in from Muradin or a tongue from Dehaka, and then you burn the target down and let someone else finish the job there. So it's a bit weird to see that right now. It's also going to be interesting how he's going to finish that out, especially with level 10 coming up. And when you look over to Li Ming, we have the level 4 talent now speccing straight into the Orb. Now there is a little bit of a hybrid build where I'm not going to rip in too much for. If he goes into Calamity still on level 7 and then adds on level 16 an Orb talent, that can be a build. But obviously Dominance or Seeker are just fantastic talents for you to have. The two globals are sitting topside and duking it out there still, whereas the 4-man is starting to be heavily aggressive around the first tribute off the map. Still no talent taken for Johanna. Johanna is a little bit like the anti-Chromie. Instead of getting the talent earlier, she picks her talents later. So now we're having Conviction in. With the movement speed increase, the engage can happen, and she is actually making it happen right now. As the stun setup, but Chaos gets away from it. Nearly a kill against Tychus, but it does not happen. Topside still the 1 versus 1 Dehaka against Falstad. This seems pretty much a stalemate. Having more damage pushed out down here. Dehaka comes in. The bird, not part of the equation yet, could go down, but talking about going down, Muradin is having a little bit of trouble here. And the bird is still sitting topside. Pushes this out a little bit more. Interrupts once again as Johanna moves in with another connection. And there we have the kill against Muradin. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, now you don't need to fly down anymore. Now you can literally just go back to the top and push the wall in a little bit. But they're fighting for this. Fighting for this a little bit more. Level 7 talents are now in 2. And as Tychus is making the approach from the side, the heroes are starting to run out of mana. Honestly, with this, they might need False Start after all. I mean, they're low on mana, and apparently they have Dr. Fountain too. Salty Feeder is a bit low as well. Seems like we're going to see a Living Bomb build from Khaldor in this game. And no! Full orb build. Yeah. Lemmings these days. Orb build, no Calamity. That's always a mistake. But the Haka is now in trouble. Gets the essence through. That might just save him. And Niniel, can he get a few more living bombs out? There's one at least, but they engage from the back as we're having Muradin jumping in. Falstad is still sitting topside, therefore giving them more experience. But the fight with the 5 versus 4 at the bottom of the map just keeps continuing. Treska tries to go for a solo kill against the Haka instead of helping the rest of the teammates here. The Haka comes in, gets a living bomb, and there's another quick hit from Death Grip as he goes in with the orb and gets some serious value against Tirana. Oh my god, that was nearly a kill, and Treska definitely has to back off right now. The living bombs are still spreading, and the longer this lasts, the better for Falstad, who's pretty much taking down the first tower all the way up at the top, and also continues to get his stacks. And what the hell went into secret weapon? No. Guys, again, I've ranted about this in the past, and I have to rant about it again. Secret weapon is a noob trap. It's an IQ test that Blizzard has built into the game, and Falstad just failed it. It's a shit talent. It is garbage. It is trash. I don't know how much clearer I can make this. As Falstad, it is not giving you anything. You think, oh my god, I get more damage. It's 2-3 auto attacks at the most that you get out in that time if you play it absolutely perfect, and that is just nowhere near what you could get out of good Boomerang. Especially since Boomerang helps you to clear the waves and get more stacks for your level 1, which is currently at 16. And in addition to that, to make matters even worse, you lose value on your global. What are you trying to do with your global? You're trying to push out lanes while your opponent is busy somewhere else on the map, and then you fly in to help them. If you have Boomerang, that talent helps you. For the love of God, if you like the bird, if you love the bird, then just don't pick secret weapon. Level 7 for Falstad is all about Boomerang. There is one excuse that you can sometimes make, and even that is a rare occasion. If you go into Wingman and a full Lightning Rod build, then sometimes you can make the adjustment on level 7 to go into a Lightning Rod. But even that happens maybe every 100 games or so. It's all about Boomerang. Well, with that said, we have level 10 abilities, and he's going into Hinterland Blast too. I think this is actually a little bit of a problem, because this is a map where you have 2 bosses, so you can get a lot of value out of it. But if you really look for the damage output, that's an option. But given their lineup, they don't need extra damage, to be honest. So we have camps taken, and this is a free tribute, by the way, that they just got, because level 10 wasn't there for the opponent either. We're having, in this case, now also Disintegrate taken, which you see rarely, but Death Grip seems to try and laser those waves down. Jumps away from them too. Muradin hasn't made a choice yet. Towards the top, Falstad is still getting his stacks. He's currently nearly sitting at 20, and we have Haymaker! Someone is trying to go for the Playmaker. Adaptation is taken over the Isolation here. Okay, so a little bit more survivability for him. And in the middle of the map, Khaldor is still doing his thing here. Now again, Sun King's Fury for him, so on level 13 you should see something along the lines of Fission Bomb. Phoenix out again. Oh, and the kill for Malthael. Close call, but they get it, and that means that they're having the first stack acquired for last rights, and therefore a cooldown reduction of 5% already. Yep, there comes another attack as we're having Johanna coming in with the Blessed Shield and a quick kill against Stukov as the result. Living is still at the bottom. There's a massive push now mid-side with even a few remainders of the Night Camp that was taken previously pushing through. And Forever is taking 3 kills against 0, a 1-level lead and the first fort in the game. Whereas Falstad is still sitting topside. Having a little bit more problem than he should have taking these waves down because he didn't take Boomerang, which later on in the game allows you to burn down the minion waves, the backline minions in particular, with one single hit. That's a big one. And this could be a curse. This should be a curse. This is going to be a curse. There's nobody around. There's nothing that they can do right now. And that's the first curse of the game. Great start for the red team. They're definitely looking powerful here. 39 stacks in the meantime for Tychus. But this is actually a pretty sweet setup for the team in red, despite the fact that we're having definitely a few talents that are a little bit questionable, but we have pretty much the same thing for the blue team too. The Shank squad is not shanking anybody so far. They've been getting shanked quite a lot here. But there's a boss attempt now. Yep, Curse pins the opponent down, so they're trying to go for some boss value. Could have maybe gone into a few of the lanes. Yeah, the Haka is burrowing in. Alright, they're finding him immediately, and there's the attack, there's the burrow, the boss is there, and this is a moment when you want to have the Hinterland Blast. Sorry, the Mighty Gust, not the Hinterland Blast. Okay, Phoenix is in, Merlin jumps in too, there's the silence, they try to go for the kill, Tychus is also using his ult, Hinterland Blast with 0 value, and the boss about to be taken. Oh, and he's about to kill Kalthas! The boss takes down Kalthas with the help of the Haka. The Haka falls, so does Tyrande, another stack for Malthael as he kills Muradin. In comes Li Ming with the resets, the boss is taken by the red team, but kills are coming in all over the place, and the blue team has taken down 4 and want to go for the team wipe as they are hunting down Malthael. Level 13 talent are also ready for the Shank squad, and Malthael still looking to see if he can get maybe something done here. Push towards the top with the boss, and what a fiesta battle right there. Falstad sticks with his guns, goes for the giant killer. Good choice given the build that he chose. Again, Boomerang, huge mistake from him. But outside of that, the build having value. Li Ming on the other hand, with a glass cannon. Oh god. Again, yes, the talent got buffed a little bit by Blizzard, but it's a horrible talent to take if you feel that your opponent has any kind of chance of coordinating attack properly. Yeah, it's pretty much a suicidal talent outside of Storm League or Quick Match Clown Fiestas. So if you are in Division 7, then maybe you might get some value here. But to be absolutely honest with you, it's a high risk, low reward setup. You have much better choices here, especially with the Illusionist. We're also having the Lingering Spines. Boss is taken again, and they might be able going for a kill against the Haka too. That should be another stack for Malthael. Doesn't drop his ult though. Would have loved to see that. He already has 10-second cooldown reduction, and he could have done well with another 5. Pyromaniac, again, I don't really like it if you're going into a Living Bomb build. On a lower level, you get much more out of the Fission Bomb here. It's the talent to take if you're going to a Flame Strike build, because you're heavily waiting for the cooldown reduction. But I like how Forever is pushing this right now. The Odin flank is a little bit out there. Haven't really seen that too much. And he doesn't really seem to know what to do right now. He's sitting at the side and he's just like, yeah, I want to take this, but I'm also a little bit afraid that they might attack me. There's a level 16 talent, so with that we're having Ignite. Okay, that's a good one. Going into the Crippling Hammer. I mean, you already went for a bad talent on 7, so why not? It at least looks the same. So let's go for it. Falstad is going down immediately though, and well, they are not going to get that keep either. Or are they? It doesn't really look good for that. Got a little bit more damage come in. Oh, Johanna is out there. Wow. Johanna really wants that thing. If they want to keep, then they have to at least coordinate that effort a little bit. They could have taken it, honestly, but now Johanna just suicided, and instead of dropping a Flame Strike onto the keep, Niniel is just sitting there trying to get hero kills. So they are definitely not on the same page with the efforts that they're making here. This could have been the destruction of the keep at the bot lane. And then you can always argue, was it worth it, yes or no? But I can tell you one thing, what they decided to do instead was definitely not worth it. Half the team wanted to keep, the other half said, oh, I'm getting a little bit of experience. Guys, there's a camp on the map. There's a hero kill that I can get. Boys, go for the keep! And everybody's just saying like, nope, I have other stuff to do. Falstad also using the global to go towards the camp. Again, if you're using a global, you kind of don't want to do that. Your job is pretty much to just use that global to push out the side lanes and then join the team fights. And again, that might sound like a little bit of nitpicking, and I guess to some extent it is, but if you really want to get better, these are things that you honestly should worry about a bit. There was no need to fly to that camp. What was the reason to fly to that camp? Malthael already had it. You just wasted a cooldown. Falstad could literally go down to the bottom of the map, for example, push out another wave, try and put pressure onto that keep, maybe even take that keep if they have full vision on the opponent's team, and then fly up to join this fight. Instead, he chose to fly to the camp and is now on cooldown. That's, on the other hand, another good kill, and with that, we're having all 3 stacks for Malthael. There's still a tribute on the map, and it's a 5 versus 4 now, so that's looking good. Falstad can get, for example, something done here. Gets a little bit of damage in with the Hinterland Blast. Not enough, I might add, but the Haka is down too. And Malthael is wrecking them. I mean, I gotta say that Tracer on his Malthael is actually starting to become a huge menace in this game. He's currently sitting at only 39,000 damage, but he is doing work and got more than only one kill, and he's also the only one on the red team that hasn't fallen yet. So now that we're having 8 kills against 9 and level 17 for both of them, it's Khaldor that has most of the damage output here. Next tube video is already about to be announced. And Li Ming on the other team has so far not fallen yet either. It's again Cam's taken all over the place. Muradin, 4 deaths on him doesn't come as a shock considering that he has taken Haymaker over Avatar. Still went into at least the Thunderburn and then the healing static. Has also claimed Stone Form. But we'll see how much he gets with that. Li Ming has a build that is definitely out there, but goes... she sticks to their guns here. Arcane Orbit has been claimed. At least that's the thing. We're having the Celestial Attunement for Tyrande against the setup with Dehaka and Muradin. That makes a lot of sense. And the boss is going to come up in another 3 seconds. The question is just simply, are they going to go for it? Because right now, that is a bit of a risk, and I would assume that Dehaka is going to move topside eventually. He's actually doing what you should do as a global. Now again, Falstad is once more topside, getting no value out of his global talent. And if you're only looking for an auto attacker, and you're not using that global for what it's meant, then go for Jimmy, go for Phoenix, go for someone else. By now we're having him defending against the camp at the bot lane, so there's not as much pressure against the bot side keep as there could be. He is going to apply the pressure to the fort instead, and then can always burrow up. But he's a little bit late on this. He's actually going way too late. Tychus is already down, and now Dehaka shouldn't even go any longer. He should honestly just stay at the bottom. Death Grip, with it integrated into the wrong direction. The entire team is pretty much on the run. Dehaka trying to get at least some push value bot side. Muradin is jumping out, and has to take a little bit of a detour, which ends with him dying too. 11 kills against 8, a level lead. Dehaka at least trying to get this, and this isn't working out for him either. You just don't have the pressure against structures that you need in order to take the fort down all by yourself. Half level away from level 20, and we have a very special game here. 71 stacks on the side of Tychus for his level 4, by the way, for the In the Rhythm. Then again, went later on into the Spray and Pray. No Neo Steel Coating, which I think would have been the better choice for him here. And the Titan Grenade. With the boss now taken topside, that's honestly going to put pressure against another keep. This, okay, they're just checking it out. But level 20 talents are in, and honestly, I would really like them to go to the bottom of the map and finally take that keep down. It's about time. Khaldor with the Master of Flames. Again, not a fan, especially since he didn't take Fission Bomb on level 7. I really think that if you go for Ignite, you get much more value out of going for the Flamethrower. But if you already want to go into the Master of Flames, then at least go Fission Bomb on level 13. So there's definitely a couple of inconsistencies with the build that he's trying to execute here. We're seeing Falstad with the Nexus Frenzy, Shooting Star now too. And Malthael at the bottom of the map. There's another laser into the ground, and the kill against the Haka Shakalaka. Yeah, Khaldor is under attack for just a moment, but he gets the Gravity Lapse in against Muradin, and that's the end of the Dwarf just as he completes his quest, and with that we have 2 keeps falling, the one at the top and the one at the bottom, since Malthael is still getting a little bit of side lane value. Has gone into the final curtain, by the way. And they can go for the core now. They're going for exactly that, trying to end the game here with boss and everything else. Malthael is moving into, and this is looking great for forever. The Shank squad in trouble in game number 1, and they lose out on Cursed Hollow. It is the red team that takes the lead in the best of 3 series here in Division 7 of HeroesLaunch.gg. Game number 2, ladies, and our bad boys switched sides, which means that we have Forever now on the left side with Niniel on Gul'dan, Tracer this time on Arthas on the side lane, Vossen again on Falstad. Guess we're gonna get the same build there, at least from the looks of it. Let's hope that he goes into the proper level 7 talent this time, but I have limited hopes for that to happen. Aaron on Nubarak, Tresca on Anna, and over to the right side of the map, the Shank squad on Infernal Shrines with Joe on Johanna, Chaos on Sul'jin, Succubus on Deckard Cain, Salty Feeders trying to feed on Atanas this time, and Death Grip on Jaina. So they already activated the Atanas trap in the draft, as we've established previously. Atanas is just not a good hero. It's unfortunately true. And that obviously always is true only because we put him in relation to the other offlaners that are available for the draft. And therefore, Atanis is just trash. I know a lot of people like Atanis, a lot of people have fun with him. From a lore perspective, he might be interesting. He should get reported, by the way, because he's definitely AFK. But he is pretty much useless. So what you should do instead is draft a proper offlaner and let Atanis go. Play him only in brawls or in quick match, and that's exactly where he belongs. At least in his current state, because the hero doesn't add anything unless your opponent is incredibly bad and you get a massive amount of swap value. No matter how you do with Atanis, a different offlaner will always give you more value. And there are so many good ones to take these days. Especially on a map like this one, Blaze would be a good choice, Leoric would be a great choice. You can go into Thrall, for example, you can play Rel. There's so many fantastic options, and Atanis just isn't one of them. But as the game continues, we're having Arthas trying to walk them down here. Needs to be a bit careful that he doesn't go too deep. But the entire team in red is actually suffering right now. Then again, Chaos is currently getting a bit of damage out, and I gotta say, these lockdowns from Deckard Cain aren't too bad. He's a little bit low on mana because of it too. But still, let's see how that works out. The Salty Feeder within a swap attempt against Vossen. So far, that hasn't worked out. But down to the bottom of the map, we're currently having Jaina still sitting pretty much alone. Doesn't really get a lot of support here from anybody, so she plays it safe against Nubrak. Vossen over here might have been swapped and immediately moves out of harm's way. 3 stacks on Seasoned Marksman, at least for the time being. Now on level 1 we're having the Headhunter, so we're actually going to see likely an additional ranged increase for Suljin, considering that we normally see a lot of kills in Division 7. I wouldn't really pull it past it. Also, with Gul'dan, 7 stacks already on the Echoed Corruption. Another hero that is just fantastic for these lower league games. I mean, Gul'dan generally is just strong. Not only here in Division 7, also when you're looking at Division S or high-level play, a good Horrify can wreck your opponent's team, and Echoed Corruption in general is, of course, great on Infernal Shrines since it gives you a lot of value. But at the top side, we're still having Vossen doing a little bit more damage here. He has gone into the hammer gains. This is definitely a lane where you don't necessarily have to play Falstad. Arthas would have been okay on that lane too, going into the 1 versus 1. But especially with the level 4 choice that we've seen from Falstad, this is something that they can pull off. And I'm a little bit surprised, positively at that. I mean, look at this. Objective is announced and the teams are both going for their Shaman Cams. I like it. Good choices here, trying to time that and put more pressure onto the opponent. An earlier take from Forever, which means that there's a chance for the top lane to be defended by the red team. Jaina still sitting at the bottom of the map. Hasn't really done a whole lot here, but trying to soak the experience. Played it safe and bursts down another wave, but should really make her way into the mid lane now. At the top, Falstad can obviously still stay a little bit longer and then fly into the middle. So far we're not seeing that. But we also have at the same time now Shank Squad starting to get aggressive around the objective. It's an Arcane Punisher that we're fighting for here. And Nubarak hasn't taken his level 4 yet. Is actually waiting very, very long with this. So far doesn't pan out for them. Suljin is under a lot of pressure as he's getting pushed back here. But we're having a massive lead for Forever now. Yeah, they're looking good with this. There's a swap coming in against Arthas. Trace in a little bit of trouble. Does he get the heals here? So far doesn't seem like it. Anna is getting closer and trying to help out here. Johanna is down too, actually incredibly low. And there's the kill as Atanis goes in and drops Arthas. Treska just not with enough heal support here for the front line. And Nubrak still without his levels 4 choice. Hasn't taken anything yet. Another swap, and there's the kill against Gul'dan and against also Falstad. All of them dead and dying in early level 7 now for the red team, as the Shank Squad is about to claim the objective too. 37! Can they still get it? And Nubarak finally has taken the bet of Barbs and is trying to get the final few hits in. 35 against 37. Is the red team able to get all of those? They're trying. They can drop the damage, and they do. They get the Arcane Punisher. They have the 3 kills. The bird is flying onto the lane again. And now we're having an opportunity for the red team to push this hard. Again, a fail on the jump. As I explained a few times in the past, you always want to bait the Punisher over the wall. You want to position yourself behind the wall, attack the Punisher with the range damage so that he gets vision on you, and then he's activating the jump over the wall. But now they're losing way too much. 2 heroes down, and that is a total disaster here for forever. I mean, this is literally the worst place you could possibly make when your opponent is claiming a Punisher. First, they activated jump number 1 in front of the wall and lost there for quite some value. Now they lost 2 heroes, and the attack is still ongoing. At the bottom of the map, Jaina is pushing the lane out with 5 kills against 0. This is not a good time here. Falstad has gone again into the secret weapon. Again, guys, this is a horrible choice. You can try it out in try mode yourself, how many auto attacks you are able to weave in as the boomerang or as the hammerang flies in an ideal scenario with 0 pressure against you, and then you just go into a team fight and you will all of a sudden realize that at most you're going to be able to get 2 auto attacks through, and it's just not worth it. You lose value on your global, you lose value everywhere. Your wave clear goes down, your global value is diminished, and you get very little to nothing out of it, especially since in Division 7, of course, normally the mechanics around stutter stepping and auto attacking are not the best. 3 kills by now for Suljin, which also means that he is looking really solid on his level 1. The Headhunter is going to continue here for him. Up towards the top. The Salty Feeder, and Artanis is pushing this in now. We're having, by the way, the Ice Flows taken for Jaina, which means that she has a little bit more AoE with this. And I honestly don't understand what Forever is doing with their talents. And Nubarak has taken his level 4 talent as he was level 6, nearly level 7. Now he could take his level 7 and he's still not doing it. The same goes for Arthur's. I mean, Rune Tap, Icebound, Fortitude, it really feels like the players are reading their talents as they get them. This is honestly what it feels like right now. And if you are comfortable with having another activatable ready, then you should definitely go for the Icebound Fortitude here. And if not, then Rune Tap is starting to give you a really solid option. Level 10 abilities are now in. We're having first of all the Ring of Frost, Artanis with the Suppression Pulse, which makes sense since Blizzard nerfed the Purifier Beam as they increased the movement speed of every single hero in the game by 10% and kind of forgot to adjust those talents. Here's the Icebound Fortitude now for Arthur's, a little bit late, but finally. But they're stacking in the worst position possible. And here's the ults. They don't have heroics, and now they're getting murdered. Yes, Suljin goes down, but again, he gets a double kill here together with Johanna. Gul'dan and Arthur's are dead. Hinterland Blast now again chosen by Falstad, but that's a fight that just can't happen. You don't have level 10 abilities. You need to get the hell out of there and not give your opportunity a fight. And Nubarak is oh no, he's actually picking talent. Look at that. Yeah, Hinterland Blast has been taken. Nubarak now with the Cocoon. And again, another objective spawning on the map and another camp about to be taken. Still 2 heroes that haven't died yet when Suljin was around. Nubarak and Ana have both not been eliminated. So Suljin is still waiting for the last 2 to come in, but he's already sitting at 16,000 damage. And on the baseline, he's at 14, which means that any moment now he will get the first quest reward on his level, on his baseline, which means range increase. If he completes his level 1, that is going to be increased even more. We're having Artanis in the middle against Falstad. The attack against Suljin. He still has his ult up. Actually, no, it's on cooldown, so he needs to be careful with this. Arthas tries to follow it up, but can't. And we have the lead on stacks for the Shank squad. Yeah, they got shanked in the last game, but now they're looking to shank back. Another swap that doesn't work out, but Suljin with a little bit more damage. 8 seconds on the cooldown, and he's dead. No save here, and the Ring of Frost. Oh, Johanna comes in, the Horrify, no Cocoon, and the kill. And once again, Deckard Cain setting it up even more for them. 2 heroes down, and Nubarak and Gul'dan are already taken apart, but the team in blue is fighting back with a quick kill against Johanna. Now they have to move back, all of them. And this is starting to become a really interesting objective. Who's going to take it here? 4 kills, by the way. So in this case, Suljin also benefited from the kill against Nubarak. He's only 1 away from getting his quest completed on level 1. He already has a pretty significant increase in damage, but if he gets that too, he will be in a very comfortable position and can attack from a maximum range. And they're going in against the bird. They're trying for the lockdown. Sleeping Dart is hitting Suljin. Needs to get away here a little bit. And Nubarak is starting to move in too. And in the meantime, Stormfront taken for Jaina. They have level 13, and that's another advantage for them. But we're having Artanis in a bit of trouble. Good Cocoon against Jaina. Can they get the kill though against any of these heroes? Doesn't seem like it. It seems more like we're going to see another kill against Nubarak. And he actually survives. Ana makes it happen. But everybody on the blue team has to get the hell out of there since we're having a massive, massive lead now for the Shank squad. 35 stacks on the other hand. Anubarak down against 28. Counter kill attempt. Ult already used. More damage against the bird. And the kill against Suljin. Here's the ult from Deckard Cain. 36 against 34. It's another close call. Another close call. Arthas wants it. The kill against Falstad though. Who's getting the objective? It's the blue team. It's the blue team, and they might get the kill against Artanis too. He swaps himself into the ensured death suicide move from Artanis. He just committed Sudoku. And in the meantime, the nano boost on Niniel has helped him to get another kill against Johanna. Boom! Kill after kill after kill everywhere on the map here. Another jump over the wall. This is exactly how you do it. You bait it over the wall. That makes it easier for you to defend. So nicely done by the Shank squad. Unfortunately for them, they only have 2 heroes here. The third one now moving in. 13 talents are already on both sides. Another engaged by Anubarak. Falstad has taken the Hammerang. 2 heroes are still missing their talent, but they still get the kill against Suljin. He's just too far out right there. And it's a full fiesta, guys. It's a clown fiesta par excellence. Frontline, Jaina goes down. Shocking, I know. And we're having the rest of the team attempting to retreat as the Punisher wants to jump into. There's the ult of Artanis, the salty feeder still alive as Deckard Cain is dropping the heals. And finally we have that Punisher taken out. Falstad has moved into the bot and mid lane. He's now sitting at 25 stacks. And the game continues. But for some reason, forever, they have a bit of an aversion to taking talents. They don't like talents. They are level 14, nearly 15 now, and we have 2 heroes that haven't taken a talent yet. And Anubarak gets eliminated at the wall. Went in way too hard. YOLO'd this pretty heavily. And now we have another kill against him. The only hero for the blue team that hasn't died yet is Ana. And Gul'dan is definitely enjoying another death as we speak. And with the ensnare that we just saw, we have another attempt to go for the kill against Arthas. If they can get Ana, that would be great. It seems like she's going to get away once more, isn't she? Yeah. Jaina comes in too. Another swap attempt by the Salty Feeder. 13 kills against 8 by now. There's a bit of an advantage in structures for the blue team. But Forever is falling farther behind in kills. And that is especially in the late game a problem. Since you will look at a situation where those death timers are going to become your worst enemy. Still no talents taken for Artanis and for Arthas and for Anubarak. Like, what is this? Did these guys lose a bet or something? A dare, maybe? Like, I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but this is honestly tilting. This is really tilting. So at this point, we're having, well, Aaron already sitting in the mid lane. We're also at the same time having a camp taken at the bottom of the map. That's at least something. An invade attempt over here. Artanis is trying to get some value out of his level 1 choice and goes for the camps, but with level 16s now ready on pretty much both sides. We have another big fight coming up, or at least we should. The camp is being fought over too, and Anubarak is a bit far out here. Level 16 is back in. Gul'dan takes it right away. There's the ult on good old Suljin, and they get the kill against Falstad, but obviously he falls as well. The level 20 is going to change that for him for sure. Right now we're also having the 16s in, which means that we're having the Snowstorm. If you can get a good stun set up, then that talent might give you some value, but for now Death Grip is just on the run the entire time. Deckard Cain is trying to keep him alive, and for now that worked out. The slows from Jaina helped them on the escape. Anubarak hasn't taken his 13 yet and his 16. I mean, he hates talents. Anubarak hates talents. It's insane. It's honestly insane. Get Epicenter, bro. I mean, seriously. There we go. There we go. Mandibles are in. Please take your 16 too. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be joking. He picks his level 13 talent and ignores the 16. One of the most important talents on the Anubarak. The talent. Epicenter still not taken. Jaina's build is also all over the place, and I mean, Anubarak is not the only one who has taken the 16, hasn't taken the 16 yet. Ah, Johanna, finally she goes in and takes hers. But what is this game? This is absolutely incredible. 41,000 damage by Suljin, 42,000 by Gul'dan. And here we go, ladies. Another big fight. Still no quest completions for Suljin, by the way. Ana hasn't fallen in this game yet. And with that, we're now having, oh my god, debilitation taken by Anubarak. What are you doing to me? There's the double kill against Gul'dan and against Falstad. And Nuburak survives as Jaina dies, but Arthas went deep for the kill and might get punished here. They're trying to get the swap, and they barely miss it. Yeah, Atanis again with little to no value compared to other offlaners that could have been picked here, but the blue team seems to be pretty much set on not winning this game. Late talent picks, questionable choices for Falstad again on level 7, and this talent is just utter trash compared to Epicenter. It's actually a little bit similar to what we see on level 7 for Falstad. The level 7 for Falstad and the level 16 for Nuburak are pretty much on the same tier. It's a tier where you just say there is one choice, and if you make any other choice, you're making a massive mistake, and that's exactly what has happened here by Aaron. First he picked it too late, and then he picked the wrong one. But yeah, that's definitely something that can be improved upon. And especially in this setup, you are never going to get any decent value out of this if you compare it to Epicenter. It's just not happening. But now we have 16 kills against 10, and they're starting to move in through the bottom with 4, since Jaina is sitting topside and is trying to help out here. That's a swap, and that should be a kill. Quest is also completed for Suljin, who's sitting at 50 stacks for his level 7. And is getting more value now against the blue team, as we're having the nano boost on Gul'dan wearing off, but maybe the kill against Atanis, and yes indeed, nearly a kill against the backline too. Falstad is dead again, and so is Nuburak. Both of them deserve the death that they just experienced. I hope it was a painful one, because they're making me go through secret weapon and through debilitation again. But with now a massive lead on kills and experience, the Shank squad is closing in on level 20, and that will give Suljin even more power too. The only one that hasn't died on the blue team still is Ana. Ana hasn't fallen yet, and that's the only reason why Suljin doesn't get the additional quest reward, with him increasing his range even more. And his damage output is already looking solid. With 54,000, he's on the same level as Gul'dan. By the way, both of them nearly died the same amount of times, 5 deaths against 6. But with level 20 in, does it come as a surprise? There we have the Armani Resilience, and all of a sudden Suljin's level 10 is going to be a lot more impactful than he was previously. Atanis went into the orbital bombardment. Not that it matters, 2 times 0 value still is 0. Again, riffing a little bit, obviously this is still one of the better things that Atanis can provide in the team fight, but we still have to make a little bit fun of the hero. Also, we're having the Bottomless Flask and the Cold Snap, and Bottomless Flask in particular is a great talent to take, or just in general, but on the map here it is amazing. If you set yourself up on an objective just in time, you get a lot with that. Now, the situation as it is a pretty good one for the Shank squad. They have taken down a couple of the forts already, they are leading heavily in kills, they are getting Suljin into a much better position as the game continues, with his level 20, with the stacks on the baseline, on the level 7. But Falstad is also going to complete his quest talent very soon. With 17 minutes in, he might be a bit late on that already, but we're currently seeing him on 36 stacks. So Suli has an activator, but then he could use that too. If they get the kill against Ana, that would be the dream. Armani Resilience has been chosen, and he's going for the attacks. And there's the Decade value once more. The kill against the Nuburak, the quick kill attempt against Arthas. He gets the kill against Suljin, and Atanis falls too, but Arthas should also get dropped now, and that's exactly what Death Grip is for. Jaina comes in, delivers the final blow. Oh, value against the bird! And there's the kill! Jaina gets a bit of value out of the snowstorm here on level 16 and can get the bird down again. Checking for dinner, baby! And with level 20s, we actually have 2 heroes not picking their 20. Oh, there we go. Anti-magic shell is in. Anubra, come on, you can do it too. I believe in you. There's a talent up for grabs. There's a big notification flashing right now. Do it, baby. You can do it. You have all the time in the world right now to make the choice of what you want to pick here. It's 10 more seconds, and we have a winner! Ding, 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 ding. Rewind has been picked, ladies and gentlemen. We have Rewind in play. They could go through the middle here. She has still her ult ready. If they would have gone for that kill, that might have been... They might have gotten that. Now it's too late, though. Now it's too late. But as they were with a 3 versus 2 in this position where they could have flanked that, that would have been a good spot. But as it stands, we have another objective coming up. And this could be the one. This could be the one. 62,000 damage by now for Suljin. Everybody's moving into the fight here once again. And as the Plastic League game continues, the bird is flying in. 0 global value, by the way, out of force. Zero global value in this game out of Falstad. Pretty much the exact same thing that happened in the last game. Very much so an auto attacker, so Jimmy would have been a better choice here for them for sure. Attack again, Ring of Frost, and the Horrify! Nearly dropping Suljin, he's down, the first one to fall. Deckard Cain comes in again and sets it up for Jaina to drop at least Gul'dan. Gul'dan down and the quest completed for Falstad. This game is not over yet. 21 the level for both sides here, and the attacks just keep coming. With now Johanna attempting to get a little bit more value out of the blinds too. Falstad's getting a few more auto attacks in now that he has a Nexus Frenzy. And with that, they aim for the next objective. It's a 4 versus 4 though, and the lead is there for the Shank squad. They're sitting at 27 stacks at this point. And they're moving in with that Tannis again, trying to drop a little bit of damage onto the bird. He needs to be cautious because he actually went in way deep at this point. Needs to get to the healing potions, doesn't do that at all. Ring of Frost comes in, bit more damage against Arthas. Can they get the kill? They get the lockdown at least. Johanna moving out with the Iron Skin, barely getting out of harm's way, and they should at least be able to win the objective. I mean, come on. 39 stacks, 1 is needed, and they get it. Arcane Punisher is taken, and now an opportunity to tap the fountain and then move through the mid lane. That's literally what they can do, what they should do. Pinging the top lane? I mean, you can always send Artanis there. But, yeah. Trying to get the kill against the bird, or at least against the keep, might be a good move there, since they're 21 minutes in. But it seems like everybody is just going for camps. There's camps on the map. Let's go for the camps. So, yeah, with that, they're having camps at the bot and in the middle taken. 42 stacks by now for Falstad. Nobody going for the Punisher. When it comes to the damage output, we're having 3 heroes, by the way, with 7 deaths. Only 2 haven't died yet. That's the 2 supports. Deckard Cain and Anna. Both of them haven't fallen in this game yet. Damage output with 66,000. Still decent for Suljin, but yeah, he is dying a lot. So is Gul'dan, then again, on the other hand. So, yeah. That's another thing here, obviously. But they're trying to make another invade. Oh, that could hurt. That could hurt. It's a trap. Arthas. Alright, Gul'dan with a face check. Where's the blessed shield when you need it? There it is. Where's the follow-up? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere. A Ring of Frost connects with 2 horrified hinterland blasts. Save them for now. And Lul Tannis is dead again. He might not be the only one. Gul'dan is also getting dropped once more, and that's the 8th death on him. He's taking the lead in the amount of deaths. Suljin, on the other hand, is a little bit jealous, considering how many times Gul'dan died already. And he's saying, like, what Gul'dan can do, I can do as well. And he goes in immediately for another death and is now drawing even with Gul'dan again. Honestly, the more I look at this map, the more I look at this game, I think it's going to be decided by minions. I think this game is going to be decided by minions eventually. I don't think that the heroes are going to make it. And as I say that, that is actually... You know what would be good now? Boomerang. Which you don't have. Also, you should attack the catapults first, because they do way more damage than the Khaldor camp here. Like, I literally don't know why you don't do that. So yeah, Boomerang would have been pretty good here, my friend. But he is not losing this one. No. But they can go anywhere, at any point they can go in and take it down now. You would think. I mean, honestly, thinking about it. You could just use that. I don't even know if that doesn't do damage to buildings, does it? I don't think it does. I honestly don't even know. I mean, Artanis is so bad, I don't even know if he does any damage to buildings there. But if it did, like if you had a Nova in the game, then going for an Orbital here would definitely do it. So, yeah, no, even if it does a tiny bit of damage, it would be worth it, because I just don't see them move down to the bot lane and finally get the damage in there. I think this is going to be decided on another objective. We're 23 minutes into the game right now, so let's see what they're going to pull off with this. Yeah, and Nubarak, all alone. Yeah, sorry. What? Just kill him. Just turn around and kill him. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sulj. That was the easiest kill of their life against the Nubarak after he messed up the burrow charge, and they just don't turn around and take him down. Instead, they're losing Suljin. Artanis has claimed the keep at the bottom of the map. At least that helps them. Maybe the Winions can end it. There's a Hinterland Blast that doesn't take down Death Grip. And let's see if they can get... And he just moves. It's a 1v5. Just kill him. Yep, there we go. Horrify even used. Well, it didn't connect with him because it was already locked down, but I don't think it really is going to matter. Nubarak doesn't have mana. But they get the kill against Johanna at least. The blue team is coming back into this. The blue team is coming back into the game. Catapults, on the other hand, are coming towards the keep. And talking catapults, there's 2 now at the bottom of the map. The refusal to kill heroes in this game is actually something that is shocking. I mean, Inubarak literally YOLOs into 5. They completely ignore him. Atanis moves in against 5 from behind and walks through them, and nobody really cares. They shift the target again. Suljin and Johanna are still dead, and that's a lead right here. It's amazing to me that nobody is dealing with the catapults at the bottom of the map. I wouldn't be surprised if they get to the core eventually. For now, it isn't happening, but there's also catapults at the top lane. And with Falstad running a global, he is in the shrine, not doing anything to relieve the pressure from either one of the 3 lanes that are pushing against them right now. It's insane. Falstad, like, they choose a global hero that doesn't use his global, and instead only auto attacks. And guys, like, what the fuck is happening in this game? I mean, seriously. Falstad is finally flying in. Yeah, doesn't have boomerang. They're losing hit points on the core, 10%, for no reason whatsoever. And at the top lane, there's another catapult trying to break through the wall and will easily be able to do that. And Artanis at this point, the Salty Feeder, has just said, guys, you know what? This is stupid. This is not doing anything for us. The team fights are not going our way. They are not defending, so I'm just simply going for it, and I'm just simply pushing the lanes right now because it's the only thing that matters. But at this point, another 2 heroes go down with the Nubarak and Gul'dan both eliminated. Falstad is trying to defend the middle of the map now. Way too late, of course, and the Keep has already taken some serious damage. That Punisher's not doing anything for them. 26 minutes into the game, and it is insane. It is honestly insane. Outside of that, Falstad could have, by the way, used the Hearthstone instead of flying back. That would have been about as quick for him, and could have then flown to help the rest of the team out. Or he could have just simply made a right click there. Neither one of which he did. Now at the bottom of the map, the Keep gets attacked, but the red team just said, fuck this, and they're going for the core instead. Saying like, you know what, guys? We have the bottomless flask. We're going to end this game now. No double-digit deaths, by the way, so far. Atanis, in the meantime, wants to get the final kill against Ana. Sofa didn't get that. There's double catapults now booming in. That Keep is nearly going to be destroyed. And the core is already falling too. Like, this game is just nuts. This game is honestly insane. It is mind-blowing. But we have the Shank squad shanking forever hard. And that brings us to a 3rd game in this series that apparently nobody wants to win. Game number 3 in the series that nobody wants to win. On the left side, this time, the Shank squad in blue. Joe on Blaze, Salty Feeder on Sylvanas. We have Chaos on Reyna, Death Grip on Liming, and Succubus on Deckard Cain. And on the right side of the map, we're looking at Forever with Niniel on Jaina, Tracer on Sonya, Aaron on ETC, Trask on Tyrande, and Vossen for the 3rd game in a row on Falstad. Yeah, I kind of can predict what we're going to get from Falstad in this game. I honestly don't want to hate on Vossen. Again, he played 3 games in a row on the same hero. We made a couple of suggestions here, I would say, what he could do better in the future, but it doesn't really come as a surprise that he's stuck with the same style in all of these games. But generally speaking, I guess we're going to get very little value out of the global in this game on Battlefield of Eternity. We'll see if he maybe changes the MO a little bit, and what we're going to see is Secret Weapon on level 7 again. We'll be shocked if there's anything else. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to play an auto attacker, but if you really want to play an auto attacker, then go into a different one. Woo! Whoa! Oh, a combo! What the hell? I was missing the stun a little bit on this one. That would have been amazing, but damn, that could have been a kill there for sure. Now ETC picking the Prog Rock as well. Not really the best globe map, but again, a talent for them too. Jimmy, by the way, taken on the other side, and ooh, Veteran Marksman, another bad talent to take. In ARAMs and Brawls, it's a bit of a different story. But especially in... good kill. First Blood against Jaina. They might get another one in. Red team, that is? Nah, not quite. You need too many stacks in a competitive game in order to make up for the damage that you lose, that potential damage from Ace in the hole. And since we're having quite a fair amount of slows on the other side, especially with Blaze, that's something that they should have probably done. Now that I'm looking at it, what the hell is that lineup? That hasn't even hit me until now. We don't have a main tank. They have a single melee hero. And they don't run a main tank, they run only Blaze. Oh, that's a problem to say the least. Team experimented actually a little bit with Blaze as a main tank in HGC. I think there were like 2 or 3 games that were played with Blaze as a main tank position. But everybody just immediately moved away from it and said like, yeah, Blaze is an offlaner. Now, if you can't get anything else, then yes, you can play him in that position, but I'm a little bit shocked that we have a single melee hero for them, not counting the old man for a moment. So, that is a ballsy, ballsy draft. I mean, I don't see that working. With a triple damage backline, that's normally a horrible choice. I guess it depends a little bit on how well Aaron can play ETC, because if you get bodied by that, then there's a chance that you're going to lose out on it. So far, it seems like at least Trace at the top is doing fairly well for himself. Forces Sylvanas back a couple of times. And, well, let's see. There's the kill against Jimmy. Honestly, if the red team has any coordination and ETC knows even just a little bit what he does, then I don't have any hopes for the Shank squad. But then again, we have seen some incredible play so far in those 2 games, and both teams seem to be very resilient when it comes to attempts to win the game itself. So I'm not going to put that out too quickly here. But now we're also having the sustaining rounds. No fight or flight for Jimmy either. That's also a little bit of a weird choice. The talents are really not looking good. Like, honestly, my personal recommendation, if you actually want to know how to properly play heroes and how to look at talents, is not to go for some tier list or look up guides or something. Look at the pros. Look up some of the videos where the pros play. You can check them out on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/KhaldorTV, and just look at them. You can't copy everything that they do, but you get a really good idea of which kind of builds are working. There's normally also explanations on why they're using those builds and what kind of compositions they're going for. That's literally the best thing that you can do, to spend some time there. And also, get out of circles. Don't stand on circles when they appear on the map here. Yeah, halftime show has already been won, but it seems like we're having a really, really close one here. Oh my god, like, who's gonna take this one? With Tyrande and the Hunter's Mark, it could be the red team, and it is! With 220 hit points left, they are able to make it happen. And again, the Li Ming build that we've seen in the first game, so I guess we're gonna go full AWP in this one. 10 stacks, by the way, on Falstad. A little bit quicker here. But the red team is gonna get some value from this. And yeah, once that we're having a late game setup, I'm really scared for the Shank squad, because triple backline has disappeared as a proper team composition for a reason. It is an atrocious choice. And it was actually amazing how long that was still played in Storm League, Hero League, Team League, you name it. How long people thought that triple backline is awesome, even though the pros already played for a year or 2 with 2 melees and an offlaner here. But every time you would try to pull it off in a public game, immediately people are telling like, we don't have enough damage! We need more damage! What are you doing? Report it! Yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. But for some reason, the Shank squad is going back to it. Not quite sure why. But on this level, it might work out for them. Bot lane, after the kill against Blaze, they re-engaged into it again. Ooh, nearly kill. Oh, Jaina. Yeah. Hello? Jimmy! Jimmy realized that Jaina didn't get the kill, and he felt a little bit sorry for her, so he just started walking straight into the team again to make sure that they finally take him down. But the red team is also having a bit of pity, and I'm saying, you know what, guys, we just killed 2 of your heroes. It's only fair if you kill 2 of ours now as well. Talking about killing heroes, there goes the ragdoll. Sylvanas is dead, and the party continues at the bottom of the map. It's a weird game already. The moonlit arrows this time. Not seeing the Khaldor resistance, even against the Li Ming setup. And yes, she continues with the AWP build that we've seen in the first game. So, yeah, it's 4 kills against 3. There's a level lead for the red team, so that gives them obviously an earlier level 10, and therefore the chance to use those heroic abilities for a kill or 2. But who's gonna take the victory here is anyone's guess right now. For me personally, it's just a question what Tracer is going to take, because I want to see Leap on Sonya. I'm not saying it's the better talent to take here, don't get me wrong. But if we're already going full Fiesta, then we might as well go full Fiesta. So give me Leap, baby! Whoa! Or what else could we see? Blaze in particular, are we actually going to see Combustion, considering that they play Blaze as the solo tank? Does he at least go bunker? Questions, like more and more questions coming up here, as we have a pretty significant lead for Forever. They are burning down that Immortal easy peasy. Tresca's helping out with that, and yep, there's just not enough on the other side of the map right now. So they win this. Yes! Leap, Mosh Pit, Hinterland Blast. There they are. Okay, it's party time, ladies. I mean, this is obviously going to be an easy win for the red team. I'm not even sure why the blue team is even going for the attack instead of trying to defend a little bit and keeping one on the left side for a bit of poke. But as it stands, this is a 50% shield. I see the chances of the blue team dwindling more and more as we're seeing this happen here. The quest is also completed on ETC since he gets the double globes now from the first and the second Immortal. And he's looking for the slide, misses that, but it's all still good in the hood. With level 10 abilities and the Immortal coming topside, they're looking great here. Sonya honestly could have gone top. She should have probably gone top. But she's up against Liming now at the bottom of the map. And this is a forfeit on the fort. The question is simply, are we going to see a mosh pit here? Okay, stun into the Immortal stun. There's another one coming out. Could have literally gone, oh, for the Hinterland Blast. And there's the attacks. This time, actually, we're seeing the wave of force taken, so counter the mosh pit. And we actually have Combustion. Because Blaze looked at this setup and he said, the one thing we're lacking is damage. We have only 3 damage dealers. What we need is more damage. Sonya hasn't used the leap yet. Ring of Frost hasn't been used yet either. And the last choice for Deckard Cain. Yeah, he's going to try and put them to sleep again. 3 kills against 4. Top lane. Fort has been destroyed. They move down to the bottom of the map. It would be a miracle if the blue team takes this. But again, the last 2 games have made me a little bit cautious. There were a lot of situations where I thought a team has a clear shot at the core and they just said, like, you know what, we don't really want to win the game right now. We're totally fine just delaying this a little bit more. So I'm not going to call it just yet, but this is an opportunity for the red team. They have the better composition. They actually have 2 melee heroes. And on the other side, that setup is just weird. Not going for a hero on the off lane that can supply a couple of stuns and has a bit of an additional wave flare is just awkward. And then having Blaze as the main tank instead of the off laner, also going into Combustion over the potential bunker. We've seen this a few times, but at least the games in the past have featured Blaze as an off laner and then going into the damage. I don't want to say it makes a little bit more sense, but it's a little bit more... Like, you have an easier time making it work because you add more damage outside of you having 2 frontliners. It's similar to what we're seeing from Sonya. I mean, Sonya is, again, another offlaner that has a fair amount of damage. She's not really a hero that usually helps you to get a lot of survivability, but in this case, we have an additional stun from her, from the lead. We're also having the Poison Spear here for a bit of additional burst. The red team should try and get level 13 before they move into the next fight, which is actually an easy task for them, since they're nearly there. Sonya needs to get out and make sure that she doesn't have to use leap for that. There's the attack. They don't have 13 yet, but they see an opportunity apparently. Spear's missing. Are they going for it? Arrow has been used by Sylvanas. That didn't really get too much. Okay, they're coming in. There's the Combustion and the Mosh Pit against 2. Ring of Frost connects with 2. Hinterland Blast, Leap, everything comes in. And that's a kill against Sylvanas in the follow-up against Blaze. Top lane is getting value in the meantime. They're chasing another hero and it seems like Jimmy is also going to die. That's 3 more kills for Forever. They are looking great here and they have an easy shot at Immortal number 3 as we're seeing the top lane starting to break through this. Liming, the only one who comes in. He could have even gone for the top lane, to be honest, but they go for the Immortal instead, which isn't a bad choice either. 27 stacks, now 4 fall stat. We don't really get a lot of global value from him, but it doesn't really matter at this point anymore. This should be nearly 100% shield Immortal. This should be 100% shields. I mean, they're not getting anywhere close to this. And, well, top lane, the wave has completely fallen. The Immortal's going to move down to the bottom, and this is literally the full shields. Not a single hit point taken off it. And they have still the advantage in experience, which translates into an additional talent. Now you just 5-man the bot lane and you make sure that you murder the shit out of that keep. That's exactly what they have to do right now. And this is what they very likely will do. 13,000 damage. Ooh, they try to go for the early kill against Jimmy, and they get it. Jimmy is down. And now with 8 kills against 3, they're starting to move through the bot lane. The Immortal is already on the way. This is just looking fantastic. 2 heroes haven't died on the red team. That's Lee Ming and Deckard Cain. But now they're going to lose this key. This is a 3rd Immortal. There's no way for them to hold this. Heroic abilities are ready too outside of the mosh pit. I mean, Sonya can leap in again. ETC hasn't taken his 13 yet, which I find a little bit disturbing. That's also the same team that hasn't picked talents in the last game, so I think I should have expected it. There's again the glass cannon for Li Ming. We've seen this previously. Last time it actually worked out for them. But there's the Hinterland Blast that didn't give a lot of value, and they take the keep. The only question is what they're going to do with it. There's the silence, there's the lockdown. ETC is in trouble. Combustion is being played, gets interrupted on the channel, and we're having the will win the way against Sylvanas. This could be game. This should be game. If they get another kill, this will be game. There's the leap. Where's the mosh pit? There it is. Let them dance, baby. And the double kill, the triple kill. They go for the 5-man team wipe, and they're just missing out on it, but they're not missing out on the kill against the core. This is game as Forever takes the victory against the Shank squad with a 2-1 in this best of 3 series in Division 7. A 12-minute game to finish the best of 3 series.